it's the biggest like snowflake response.
Yeah.
But from a gun owner.
Yeah,
it's like, I feel unsafe.
You threw a stone at me.
You threw a stone
and your stone was actually bigger than my bullet.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's completely true.
It's true.
Let's start with some news. Here we go.
Aleksa, you have to stop with the Israeli news first.
It's the most
important
news.
Me. I'm scared of it now. It's scaring me.
Why?
It's because it always starts off so horrible.
No, but this is interesting. It's going to be horrible, but like this specific article is interesting. You remember October 7th?
I do.
When the whole thing started.
Yep.
Before that, peace in the Middle East. October 7th.
Exactly.
Suddenly Hamas could not handle the peace. They had to attack Israel out of nowhere, and now there's war. Now suddenly it's not nice in Palestine.
Yeah.
Well, remember when it came out? There's all these like misinformation and stuff, or like random videos you get on Twitter. I don't know if you saw the videos of like helicopters flying around and like shooting at like cars and crowds of people. And,
I do remember seeing that.
And people would say this is the Israeli army shooting their own people at like the music festival or different things. And it'd be like, oh no, disinformation. No, this isn't true. This didn't happen. Yeah, essentially you'd find like in alternate media channels or independent stuff, you'd find evidence, vague things about like Israeli forces killing their own citizens. And only just now I've seen it actually come up in like mainstream media with ABC of all places as well. They don't even talk about it like when, I don't know, whenever a Palestinian dies, they don't say it was Israel,
Yeah.
So this is like a very big deal. So originally, this broke a couple of months ago when Haaretz, it's actually a pretty good Israeli media company, like paper, whatever you call it. They've been releasing some pretty good stuff about the war. They actually seem to have a lot more media freedom in Israel than they do in the West when it comes to talking about Israel. There's some vague opposition there. There's people who aren't completely on board. In Western media, it's like we are 100% a mouthpiece of the Israeli government. So this is quite rare. It took a couple of months for it to be picked up in Western media, but Australia was the first one I saw do it as well.
Yeah, it's crazy.
ABC News, we're the big ones.
I was so scared as well. Like when I saw you link this, I was like, oh no. And then I saw the ABC thing and I was like, oh, this is fine then.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I saw the title and I was like, oh no, this is another fucking, like, I don't know, anti-Semitic random account. It's like, no. These are the guys who love Israel. They just can't lie about this anymore. Israeli military is under pressure to reveal how many of their own citizens were killed due to the supposedly rescinded and controversial Hannibal Directive. You know about the Hannibal Directive? I mean, they'll probably just explain it down here. But,
is the Hannibal Directive where he told the elephants to cross the Alps?
Yeah.
That's the Hannibal Directive.
And it's possible that the Israeli government killed their own citizens by
elephants.
Elephant, yeah. Israeli authorities say more than 800 civilians and around 300 soldiers were killed on October 7th. But the Israeli military is coming under increasing pressure to reveal just how many of their own citizens were killed by Israeli soldiers, pilots, and police in the confusion of the Hamas attack on southern Israeli communities. Survivors and relatives have been asking not just what went wrong, but whether the military invoked the controversial and supposedly rescinded Hannibal Directive. So it's this thing where, you're right. Oh no, who took poison rather than being captured. So it wasn't famous for the elephants. It was famous for committing suicide.
For killing himself.
The response to kidnapping of Israeli soldiers in Lebanon gave permission for Israeli forces to fire on enemies holding their comrades hostage, even at risk to those hostages.
Yeah, well.
So it's just like, it's better to kill the hostages than let them be taken by the enemy. Like,
kill everyone in that area.
And it's like, it's pretty fucking chilling and evil. I understand it on one hand, where it's just like, I guess it makes hostage taking less lucrative, like less appealing.
But that's a pretty normal kind of like stance to have around the world, where it's like you don't negotiate with hostage takers.
Well, this is not just not negotiating. This is like, we will kill our hostages.
Yeah, this is kind of this is the Russian approach.
It's not like I don't negotiate with hostage takers. I don't negotiate with my own hostages.
Yeah. If someone takes anyone hostage, I'm gonna kill everyone in the vicinity. So don't do it, guys.
But anyway, and it's like, more or less it was meant to be rescinded. Like, we don't do this anymore. We save hostages. But the questions out there of whether they do that at all. The actual evidence that came up in Haaretz was that these Israeli helicopters that were firing down at terrorists They emptied all their fucking missiles and ammunition and stuff and had to get reloaded. And then the question is just like, what were these helicopters shooting at this whole time?
Yeah.
Flying over a music festival and emptying all their ammunition.
At
like
Hamas.
At Hamas, yeah.
Didn't they have motorcycles? They're probably like doing figure eights and then they're evading all the
like
missiles
flips and stuff.
Because I saw footage at the time on Twitter of damage to civilian cars that looked like it came from helicopters and all those burnt out vehicles that they showed. A lot of them looked like they were caused by the helicopters.
It'd be so hard to fucking burn that up from the ground, like with whatever means you have. I guess maybe have the bazooka.
A bazooka?
Yeah.
Maybe a bazooka.
Yeah, but apparently tank officers confirmed that they were using the Hannibal Doctrine on October 7th. They were firing on vehicles heading back into Gaza. 28 fighter helicopters shot over the course of the day. All the ammunition's in their bellies. Oh, cute. In renewed runs to rearm. We are talking about hundreds of 30mm cannon mortars and Hellfire missiles. Like that's
crazy.
That's crazy. They are just bombing their own country.
This is a really good way to get numbers up, though. If you want to say, "Oh, this many civilians die," you kill your own civilians.
We have to go. We have to get rid of Hamas. We have to invade Gaza because we killed 1,000 Israeli civilians. The annoying thing about this kind of stuff is that, like, you see all this evidence. Since day one, you've seen all this weird evidence of stuff that doesn't add up. You're just like, why is there fucking a parking lot full of burnt up cars? Like, did these people sneak in from Gaza and just explode every single car?
Yeah,
like,
it's crazy.
And you're just like, whatever. Like, I'm not even gonna talk about it. Like, it's too red hot. Like, who cares? And then always, it's just like a matter of time.
Sorry, was it a gang?
Oh
when
yeah,
they crushed all the cars and refused to allow third party investigation.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Is that true?
Yeah, it was for the sanctity of the people killed or something.
The sanctity.
I don't know.
Okay.
Crushed all the cars.
Some of the vehicles were so burned out that Hamas didn't have weapons capable of doing that. I mean, that's just a fire. Like anyone can light. A child can light a car on fire with deodorant, and then
but maybe it'll melt something else in the car.
What do you mean?
Like, what if the metal burns differently? Like, you can have a fire, but what if you have like something stronger?
Yeah, you can have stronger fire, but I'm saying cars burn pretty well without specific weapons.
But I decided this is the right decision. It's better to stop the kidnapping that they won't be taken.
That is crazy.
Yeah. All its fighting units in practice to follow the Hannibal Directive, although without clearly mentioning this explicit name. So now this has been dropped in mainstream media, which is nuts. So essentially, the IDF was pretty much indiscriminately just exploding.
Killing everyone.
Things like people, cars.
Also, how do you tell the difference between Hamas, who's, a bit, maybe they look a bit raggy, with their clothes, they're dirty, they've just come under a border, and festival goers who have just been jumping around in the dirt the whole time, especially from 200 meters in the air.
I mean, the festival goers are probably more naked.
More naked, but I don't know. There's guys at those festivals with, big...
Sure, so I've wrapped shit around my head.
Yeah, I wrapped shit around my head as well. So I think they just flew over, and it was the first time they'd seen a festival, and they're like, this Hamas is satanic. What is this satanic ritual we're watching? And they killed everyone.
Yeah.
That's what I think happened.
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, like, it's annoying because this shit's so predictable, and it's stuff that you're thinking the entire time, but it's just like too red hot to bring up. And, all this evidence just keeps coming out, and you just have to wait on the back foot until mainstream media finally picks up on it. After a year and a half of fucking backing this state and being like, no, they have to kill fucking 40,000 people in Gaza. It's like, it's payback for October 7th. Hamas started, and it's like, motherfucker, like how many of these people were killed by the IDF?
Yeah, it's crazy. Around 70 vehicles were destroyed by Israeli aircraft and tanks to prevent them from being driven into Gaza.
Killing everyone inside. Yeah.
So they just killed everyone, and they're like, oh, no, we wanted those cars to not move. Why we killed them? Because they could have gone to Gaza.
We don't want them to go to Gaza.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, 70 vehicles.
The thing is, it doesn't matter now because they've already done it. They've already now escalated everything, and it's like fucking. So what if this article's released now? They've already done it.
That's the thing. Yeah, you shut everyone up for like a good year and a half while all these people are being killed. Then when this comes out, it's kind of irrelevant. You're like, some people are going to say I told you, and some people are going to deny it, and then, and that's it. And every day, fucking more and more Palestinians are going to be getting killed. Tank ordered to fire on house. Israeli civilians survived. Israeli forces firing on them and killing other hostages. One survivor of kibbutz near Oz, A Gaza border community described being fired upon by Israeli military as Hamas members tried to take her and other hostages across the border in an electric wagon. Wait, Hamas is just scoring points at every turn here. First, they're environmentally sustainable. They're doing electric wagons. Secondly, they're not even killing the guys. No. Israel's the one killing them. And they're just trying to take the little woke electric vehicle back into Gaza.
Imagine you see a Hamas guy walking towards someone, so you like pull out a sniper and you kill that guy before they can walk towards them.
Only I may kill them.
You know what Hamas should do? Hamas should come up with really just quick like electric vehicles. And they should just drive all over Israel.
Yeah.
And the IDF will destroy the whole country. They'll kill everyone, try to kill them. Anyone that goes near them dies.
Yeah, just try to kidnap every important person in the country.
Exactly. Yeah. Walk up to their door.
Oh my God.
The probe found that hostages cannot be distinguished from terrorists.
What even is a fucking terrorist? But apparently Hamas was putting children in ovens in their own houses and baking babies alive.
Turning them into pies.
Yeah.
That kind of sounds delicious.
Which, they didn't present any proof of that. But this is, I don't even know. I don't even want to say. It's so fucked.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah, Biden saw it himself. That's the other thing. All our leaders were like, yeah, I saw a baby in an oven. And they're going to ignore all this stuff that people actually witnessed.
And I tried the baby and it was overcooked.
And it was yuck.
It was disgusting.
These Arabs don't know how to cook. Yeah, and we were covering this last week. So, I mean, the Israelis, October 7th happened. Who knows what happened that day? Maybe Hamas killed 1,300 people. Maybe the IDF killed a whole lot of those people. Who knows? Either way, that's a justification that Israel took to demolish Gaza and kill more than 40,000 people over there. Then they're also invading the West Bank just for... Well, they don't need a reason for that. They just do that. So this is a completely separate thing that they're doing simultaneously. We were talking about it before. So they've been going for 10 days. They just smashed up this city.
It's nothing new.
Yeah.
It's just like... Imagine just becoming so used to your city.
Israel side quest.
Just getting destroyed.
Yeah, you're just like, oh man, what can you do?
Yeah.
Hamas started it. There you go. I should stop scrolling on Twitter.
Usually the first scroll is safe, Alexa.
Yeah. The first one is
not pussy in bio. Always safe. It might be pussy in bio.
They recently closed the border with Jordan, right? So, after they've bombed the shit out of Gaza, they're bombing West Bank, killing people there. And this is a news story apparently after I think whenever 40 people died today, just in Gaza alone or more. I don't know. But the story is a gunman crosses from Jordan and kills 3 Israeli border guards.
Yeah.
So a guy's just driving across the border and just shoots 3 Israeli civilians. I thought they were border guards. Ay. And they killed him.
Also shot him down.
Yeah.
Who was he? Was he a member of...
I think he's just a guy. A commercial cargo area under Israeli control when Jordanian trucks offload cargo entering the West Bank. The 9-year-old truck driver who came from the influential Beita tribe in southern Jordan. Yeah, just a guy. Just a guy drove to the border and just killed the first Israelis he could see.
That's apparently they were workers at the border checkpoint, like custom workers.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They were customs officers.
So it's not civilians? I mean, it might be.
I mean, yeah, it's like public servants, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't think we know who they are. Calling them civilians is like calling Blackwater mercenary US hires civilians. I mean, it's probably not exactly not as bad as that. I mean, we don't know who they are,
Yeah. Oh, it's just so much shit. So there was eyewitness says Israeli army shot American activists when there were no clashes. So we were standing visible to the army, just standing around not doing anything. Nothing was happening. I heard 2 shots, said the fellow protester who also attended the demonstration in the Palestinian town of Beita.
You know what this is? Have you ever played paintball, Alexa?
Oh, yeah, when you're out.
No, it's not even when you're out. When I'm just standing around at paintball before we actually even get led into the game yet. When you stand there for long enough, like 5 minutes, my finger starts to twitch and then I'll just be like, and I just shoot the guy next to me for no reason and blame it on someone else. That's what happens. That's what they're doing,
That's confusing. I remember always getting shot randomly. I didn't know who did it.
Yeah, I'd shot you. Really would shoot people randomly. It's so good because when they run off, you can just shoot them from behind and they don't know who did it.
So much.
I loved it.
Well, you'd be so ready to be part of the IDF.
I would smash in the army.
Yeah. Well, only in an army where that didn't have any consequences for executing civilians. Where a 26-year-old American Turkish human rights activist was shot dead on Friday. So nuts you can't go to a protest.
That's
getting killed. Troops responded by shooting at a key instigator who had been throwing stones at the forces and posed a threat to them. I love that so much. It's like it's the biggest like snowflake response.
Yeah.
But from a gun owner.
Yeah, it's
just like, I feel unsafe.
You threw a stone at me.
You threw a stone
and your stone was actually bigger than my bullet.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's completely true.
It's true.
The soldiers were positioned in a way that allowed them to clearly see Aysenur Eygi, the activist who was shot. One activist blamed the Biden administration for her death because it failed to impose sanctions on the IDF a month ago after another American was wounded in Beita by the army gunfire. Yeah, so they just keep coming. Anytime anyone protests in this town, they just come and shoot you. And an American was wounded previously. They didn't do anything about it. So obviously, one of them's going to die eventually. I'm just confused that there are so many Americans there. Oh, this is so fucked.
What is it?
Oh, I hate this. So I don't know who, like, it came out weeks ago about this, the sexual assaults in Israeli custody. All the hostages that Israel takes and how they just like assault them in the most insane ways. Like, and then these like rapists, at first the government was going to like crack down, the military was going to investigate, and then all these Israelis came out protesting and said like, no, leave our rapists alone.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And then suddenly the rapists were on TV and they were like, you know, we're justified in raping Palestinians. This is a normal and good thing to do. And now one of the top Israeli rabbis, favored by Netanyahu and his cabinet, is blessing one of the gang rapist soldiers. Always wears a balaclava as well.
Have you pre-watched this?
Yeah,
There's nothing bad in it?
No, it's just talking.
Okay.
הרב הספרדי הבכיר, הרב מאיר מזוז, מקדיש את זמנו כדי לברך את הלוחמים משדה תימן, החשודים בהתעללות.
Okay, well, we can't even understand this anyway. But anyway, apparently he's like, you beat the enemy, so what? It's all good. Don't we have the right to do it? In any other country, they'd get medals. Don't fear the Goyim. Goyim is, well, no, you're Jewish. Goyim is me. So he's saying, don't worry about it, dude. You're allowed to sexually assault these people. Yeah, just a fucking cool place. Just a cool place that has a right to defend itself.
Yeah, exactly. Throwing out all Jewish principles for the sake of his Zionist ego.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, it's so weird. You're meant to be like a religious leader. You're meant to have like certain morals that you live by. It's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. I'd rather have a ethno state.
Yeah, exactly.
A colonial project is much more fun than your afterlife. Imagine doing that shit and knowing that you're going to go to hell.
What?
Like you're a religious person. You have this like code of morals, and you're just like, I could either serve like this colonial country right now, or I could like be in hell for eternity.
Well, I think they think what they're doing is so good that they're not going to go to hell. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wait, they don't have hell.
Do they have hell?
Jews
people have hell?
No. That's the best fucking religion.
If Jews don't have hell, that's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, I love that.
Can we become Jewish, Aleksa?
I would love to. If that's all it takes to not go to hell. We should become Jewish.
Wait, so if you don't have hell, where everyone goes to heaven?
Is there no heaven?
Is there no heaven?
Yeah, I think they're all secretly atheists.
No hell included. So they got heaven? Everyone goes to Chicago. That sounds like heaven.
That's fine.
There's no heaven.
There's no heaven. Where do you go?
Well, then what's the point?
They're just atheists. Fake religion.
Yeah, what the heck is that?
I love all the Israel side quests. They are like, they're the worst gamers in the world. Or maybe the best. Maybe they're trying to unlock all the achievements.
I think they are. They're going for everything.
They have Gaza. Just fucking like keep pulverizing this place and killing civilians. Like that's your goal.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. That's what you're trying to tick off. And just in the middle of it, they're doing a million different quests. They're just like, oh, go kill this guy on the border. Go fucking bomb Syria. Not only bombing Syria, but launch from Lebanese airspace. It's like, what are you? What the hell kind of country are you? They're doing everything at once.
How do they do that?
Because no one's stopping them. You can't like. I don't know. They've got American backing. They can launch attacks on Syria from another country, both countries that they're not at war with. Amazing. While they're trying to wipe out every fucking Palestinian in their own country.
Maybe they did it from Lebanon to make Syria be like, hey, Lebanon. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And then another war would start there, you know? Why did they do it? What did they hit?
Oh, they are always fucking bombing Syria.
Israel missiles have killed at least 5 people and injured 19 in central Syria. That's fucked. I mean, at least I was going to say maybe they're spreading themselves too thin, you know? But they're not. They're just using Lebanese equipment.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's Lebanese equipment. They probably just occupy bits of Lebanon, or they're flying through Lebanese airspace against Syria from Lebanon, likely to avoid Syrian airspace where multiple regional and international forces, including those of Russia and the United States, operate. That's so funny.
Throughout Syria's 13-year civil war, Israel has regularly carried out air raids in the country, targeting Iran sites.
Okay.
This wasn't even Iran-linked site, was it?
Who knows what it is?
They didn't tell us. They just said they killed.
But yeah, Israel's just on top of it. They're doing everything at once. I mean, I appreciate trying to get all the achievements in one game.
Yeah.
Like, what do you usually do? Are you usually like following the main quest line, or you don't even play
No, when I do play campaigns,
games?
I'm the worst. I get so distracted so easily, and I don't finish anything.
But you do multiple different things.
I start one, and whenever I start running, and then someone else starts, I'm like, oh, this is more interesting. Then I start that quest, and then I start another quest.
And you're like Israel.
I'm like Israel. Exactly.